What's up, guys? So we're here today and we're going to talk about Avatar The Last Airbender. Who is the strongest non-bender? Just from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're not going to include Korra, Legend of Korra. So we have a good amount of choices. I'll just list out a few that are candidates or potential candidates, just so we get an idea of the roster that we're going to discuss. So there's Sokka, Suki, Ty Lee, Mai, Jet, Longshot, Snellerby, Hakoda, Master Piandao. Am I missing anyone else?
I think that's all the important ones.
That's like all the important ones.
Yeah, I feel like
I really hope I'm not missing anyone, but yeah. My person's from this list, so
For sure.
For sure. I'm trying to think. I don't think. Yeah, like that's as far as humans go. I think those are the only ones we can use.
Yeah, and we're sticking to humans too, so we're not gonna no animals allowed, I guess.
Or spirits.
So, how about you, Chuku? How about you choose first?
Well, I'm glad I have the honor to choose first because I guess I gotta go with Ty Lee.
All right, that's the obvious choice.
I had to. I'm glad he gave me the permission to go with it. It was just honestly, it was such a hard. I really was trying to look for anybody else, and then it just came down to it because she just, for starters, she just has that chi blocking thing, which is when you first
really
see
OP.
it. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, when you first see it, you're like, oh, okay, it's just chi blocking, but you just realize wow, like she can stop Korra really fast. I mean, not Korra, Katara very fast. And it even affects people like Sokka. So it's just and there was literally that scene where when Azula is about to attack Mai, and then she just automatically. And then Zula can.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm saying Mai. I'm pretty sure it's May.
Yeah,
May.
it's May.
Yeah, it's May. It's May. There we go. Thank you.
Her name is spelled like Mai, so I just read it as Mai, but it's May.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, after seeing stuff like that, it was just to me, and then her acrobatic skills, which is also very important because she could just be this little Tai Chi thing, but the acrobatic skills makes it a lot more effortless.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I feel like she's one of the. I mean, Azula is also definitely a big thing, but I feel like she's one of the main reasons why the Kyoshi warriors were able to go down really fast. So,
Yeah.
that's
All right.
what I have to go there.
How about you, OC?
Well, to be honest, my choice was also Ty Lee. I don't know. I suppose that she is on a certain level an obvious choice if we're talking about non-benders and the most powerful non-benders, because she basically took down a lot of the main benders that we followed throughout the entire show.
Except for Aang. I don't think she ever touched Aang. Did she?
I can't remember her taking down Aang, but that might have only been just because it's hard to touch Aang. And she has to get into, she's a close combat fighter, so she has to rely on that, whereas Aang doesn't need to be in close quarters. So, but other than that, the fact that she can take down benders at all is pretty impressive. Yeah, so I mean, I would agree more or less that she's the most powerful non-bender, but as a caveat, I will also bring into the discussion Sokka.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Make it interesting. Okay.
make it a little bit interesting. Not necessarily early Sokka, but I will say that later on, as Sokka develops, he becomes a more powerful non-bender, primarily because of his strategic prowess. He's very good at coming up with strategies that the team and then later on the whole army uses to do what they need to do. And so because of that, he's able to extend his abilities beyond just himself, and it affects the greater world in that way. So I'll include Sokka in that list.
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna include Sokka, you gotta include Master Piandao, the one who trained Sokka. Like, he's a swords master, and he could have killed Sokka when he was blinded by like dirt. So arguably, like, if I want to make a decision about this and not be at all like, I don't know, screen time bias, because he only gets like so little screen time in the series, he could potentially be the strongest non-bender if you think about it.
I mean, on one hand, you got the White Lotus thing, that he's part of the White Lotus, so I will definitely give it that, and I'll give you that. But on the other hand, yeah, I don't know. This is one of those like battles between, because he's like, goes back to like the whole like, because he's a wise old man, and like in the way Avatar usually works, based off that the wise old people are supposed to be the strongest, so you never mess with the old people. But I don't know, something about Ty Lee and her, yeah, I have to really see this, to be honest. I still think that Ty Lee would just whatever acrobatic skills and stuff like that she will get something on him. I feel like unless he saw the way she, like, I feel like he's more like a Batman, where you would have to see her skills first, and then he will probably, adapt. But if it was just a random encounter, I kind of feel like she'll get some upper hand.
Maybe, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like we'd have to see more of him, more of him fight, because obviously he didn't have enough screen time. But I'm just saying, like, if OC's gonna like give the caveat to Sokka, then I think he should be mentioned as somebody who's arguably a better fighter than Sokka. Like,
that's true.
He's a swords master, so like, I can't say who would win, him or Ty Lee, because like he has a sword, and if it were an actual like death battle, he might actually like slice her arms off. But
that's true. But then she's acrobatical, so I feel like she can use something else to get away with that.
Maybe so. But I'm just saying, like, he should get a mention. Like,
that's true. He's definitely honorable mention.
Yeah, out of everyone on this list, I think he could beat most of them.
Yeah.
But I also wanted. I'm gonna agree with you guys. My initial pick was Ty Lee. Like, honestly, like, she has a huge presence on the show. Like, she when she took out Azula, she can literally jump as high as those, like, what are they called when they were on the volcanic island in the prison, and she could just jump on the wire and then like run on it.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, and well, this is what I'm gonna also mention. Suki, like, Suki was training the entire time she was on the boiling rock. There you go. And when they fought each other, she was like, "Oh, this is a rematch I've been looking forward to." And dude, when Suki was just like jumping on heads and got to the warden, she showed some like Ty Lee level like fighting or abilities there, in my opinion. Like, she trained to pretty much her level almost. She doesn't know how to chi block. That's what Ty Lee has above her. But when they were on those gondolas and they were fighting one-on-one, they seemed to be on equal footing. So I'd say like Suki is definitely worth mentioning as well.
Okay.
Like, what do you guys think?
Suki, to be like, are you saying she's worth being the top people in general? Or
yeah, just based off of the fight from her and Ty Lee on the boiling rock, because they were basically equal. Like, Ty Lee didn't have the upper hand at all. Like, they were fighting each other, and nobody showed to be like on top of the other one. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think Suki would be Suki would be the best. I mean, Suki would definitely be in one of the top. I would agree.
Yeah, I feel like I just would want Suki to have more weapons than the typical Kyoshi warrior
Fans.
arsenal. I feel like if she had more stuff like to use, then she would probably be at least up there. Or if she trained with more stuff, because they only have the fan, right? And then
Yeah.
that's pretty much it.
No, I think they had swords too, didn't
Do
they?
they have swords? The
Yeah,
Kyoshi
they have
warriors?
swords. They have swords. I remember
and
that.
shields. I remember
They have
had
swords
shields.
and shields, but they have
Oh.
swords.
Okay.
I remember that.
Well, I don't remember Suki using them. So
I remember
I don't think
Suki
Suki
using
did. I don't think Suki did.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think I agree that she probably, as far as agility, got up to being on par. But then simply the fact of chi blocking, it's like it puts Ty Lee in another level. Where
That, and I still feel like her acrobatical skills is still like Ty Lee used to be in a circus or grew up in a circus. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure, like Suki, couldn't have walked on the wires as well, like Ty Lee did. But still, the fact that this is like a fighting match, not like an acrobatical match, you got to consider that they fought each other and were on
Yeah.
equal footing.
yeah,
I will say this: if it was a match where they all planned to fight each other, I would say my money's on Sokka. Actually,
really.
I feel like Sokka. I just feel like the way Sokka is, his character, he's the type of guy who would really know, like his personality is the type of guy who would try to figure out like how to stop everybody and all that stuff. I feel like he's a better strategist, and he would use that to his advantage.
Yeah, but now you have to take into account like weapons and whatnot. Like if they were all unarmed, I'm pretty sure Ty Lee would beat all of them.
Yeah, that's unarmed.
No question.
But, yeah, that's unarmed. But I'm talking about, again, if they all planned, like they knew that they're gonna have a death battle and they can bring what they can to the
Yeah,
battle. I feel
but-
like Sokka wouldn't, like the way Sokka is, and in a lot of the stuff he's used, I can see him, like for example, he can use that whole gas bomb thing that they did in the air temple in season
Yeah,
1.
yeah.
Stuff like that. I can see that happening.
Yeah, but like that starts to become like a little unfair, wouldn't you say? Because like you can start to arm and equip Sokka with like gas bombs and swords and boomerangs and
that's why I said if it's based off that context. I mean,
Okay.
obviously the context we have right now, that's different. But if it was on
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
context where,
right now it's just like what they usually use in
Yeah.
battles.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of like the reason why I brought Sokka into the discussion in the first place. Is like when you talk about strategy and expanding it beyond just like a individual one-on-one battle, and where you can like pick whatever factors you need, or you can control different pieces on the board. I feel like in that situation, Sokka would definitely have the upper hand. But in just like a normal one-to-one combat, I find it
Yeah.
hard to see anyone beating Ty Lee.
yeah,
Okay. One thing I should mention though, like later on when Ty Lee teaches Suki like chi blocking, which is, already past the show and into the comics, but
interesting.
just to give it a mention, like would that like put Suki at maybe a more equal footing in your mind? What if they were to fight? If they both knew chi blocking?
I'm still gonna have to give it to Ty Lee just because she taught her.
Okay.
Just because it's like the
That's
teacher
fair point.
knows. It,
Yeah, it's kind of hard. The only thing is that Suki would then have that on top of weapons, but then again, Suki teaches, or Ty Lee joins the
Kyoshi warrior.
Kyoshi Warriors. Ty Lee joins the Kyoshi Warriors, so she would eventually have the same level of skill with the weapons.
Yeah. Okay, well, it looks like it's a unanimous vote for Ty Lee, with a few mentions for other non-benders, which was interesting. Unfortunately, Jet wasn't mentioned.
I don't know. They made quick work of Jet. I'm sorry. It was like that was one episode and done, and then he came back,
Yeah.
and then he was done again.
Yeah,
May-
yeah.
May is pretty strong, but she just doesn't compare to Ty Lee
Yeah.
in terms of like combat. She's good at throwing stuff, I don't know too much about Longshot, and Snellerby's not even like competition. I guess you could say Hakoda is similar to Sokka but just older, but he also got injured from the Eclipse battle.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And I think like he's one of the few people who actually got seriously injured, so
Oh, that makes sense.
but we don't know his fighting ability, so it's hard to gauge. But yeah, it looks like Ty Lee's on top. In my mind, I would give like a close second to Suki, and also an honorable mention to Master Piandao.
Yeah,
And
Master
you guys think with enough strategy, Sokka could end up on top.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.